we got a good amount of people. Welcome to the Forex League live trading session. The point of these sessions are me and Nick are just going over, we're looking for trades today to put out in the signal room, looking for trades to take for ourselves. We're updating our analyses that we post on Sunday for free. We're updating them every day on these live sessions, and then we're posting the premium analysis for the members. But obviously you guys are seeing, you're seeing a lot for free right now. So we're just trying to get prepared for the day, see what potential trades that we can take. And as always, Nick starts with DXY. This video will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube for everybody for free again. So as always, Nick starts with DXY, which is just the dollar index. This shows the value of the US dollar. And obviously, when we're looking at a lot of these pairs, Euro USD, AUD USD, UJ, GU, UCAD, they all are weighted against USD. So this is a very important index. We don't trade this index, but at the same time, we just look at it, to consider it in regards to different trades that we're taking and what we're looking at with other pairs. So you want to get started with DXY. Go ahead.
And that's exactly right. It's very relevant to other currency pairs, especially the majors. Any USD pair that we trade, this is going to directly affect that. Again, as the US dollar makes up for 80% of all trade, US dollar is also the reserve currency of the world. So it is definitely important to become aware of what DXY is doing, any news that's affecting it, and how it could affect other currency pairs and other trades. So right now, we've been seeing a lot of consolidation overall between 101 and 98.5. Now, this is just a ranging market right now. It has been since, mid-March or end of March till now. It's just been ranging between this area, which is a good sign, considering we want to see the market kind of calm down a little bit, kind of resume some, form of normal market conditions, opposed to crap like this. You don't want to see this huge rally. We don't want to see this in any part of the market. We don't want to see it fall off. We don't want to see a bearish trend like that. We don't want to see a bullish trend, because this is all driven by speculation. It's got no real weight to it. This was from like mass panic of dollar shortage and people just holding the dollar, so it became overvalued, and that actually has adverse effects throughout the world, because it actually affects economies in a negative way, and fiat currencies actually depreciate as the US dollar becomes like super strong. So we definitely don't want to see that. You don't want to see it too strong or too undervalued. Again, it's a reserve currency because of its stability, right? So if the dollar's not stable, the Forex market isn't stable necessarily. So the more stability we see, the more structure we see, the better. Again, we want to resume, normal market conditions as close as possible. So, I mean, right now it's forming some sort of, normal market conditions, which is good. Again, we have this ranging between 101 and 98.5. I drew these arrows in here every time that it's bounced, so you could see how well this area is holding. So you got to bounce, a bounce, bounce, a bounce again. But right now we're forming a little bit more of a constricted consolidation. We're actually finding support at this weekly and then resistance at this 4-hour structure around 100.3. So we've actually just been seeing it bounce. Forget this gap. This gap doesn't really count. Again, this is market open. This is, it's a gap. So you can't really, weight that too heavily. So just keep an eye of where structure is bouncing and, forming the most setups. And that's just between these two levels here. So, we want to see something happen here, preferably, to the upside, ideally, because, overall, we want to stay up in this. We don't want to see that the US dollar is dropping off with no real reason. It is still a strong currency, but you want to see it, near this 101 area, above 100, above 99.5. Which is where we're at right now. You don't want to see just random drop-offs down to 98.5 and below, because that just shows, uncertainty, and, there's nothing really supporting that. So right now we're just consolidating, kind of just waiting on certain news events, waiting to hear or see if, the US dollar is going to have any positive news, if it's going to continue in this bullish trend, or if it's going to keep ranging in this really strict range. So it's good to see normal, like you want to see good volume. You don't want to see like super consolidation, right? You want to see these nice trends like this. So a nice push upwards, then a nice drop down, a nice push upwards. When you just start seeing the market going sideways, it makes for a lot of uncertainty. So it also makes it really hard to identify structure on some pairs, and could potentially, be really hard to find trade and entries and so on. So right now we want to see either this happen. So I'll show you the two scenarios from this current level of, how we can play this, right? So we're looking for a break below the weekly. And again, you want to see a significant closure, followed by a retest, confirmed lower high on this time frame, out below this weekly, right? And then you could target down towards 98.5, or you start looking for long opportunities, in which case, you want to just look for lower time frame breakup structures like this. This would be a lower time frame break, right at this 100 area, right? I see a break of that. Ideally, this would be the entry here. Once you saw a break of 100, retest, confirmed higher low on a 1 hour or 4 hour, and then you target higher towards 101, towards the top of this range. And that's definitely the bias for right now. I am definitely more long on this than short, just because the dollar's been kind of bouncing back a little bit. There has been some good signs in the U.S. economy that should keep the dollar up. But I mean, we're ready for anything. Either scenario, we always play out both scenarios because again, we're not marrying a trade; we're adapting and based on what we see. And as traders, you have to be able to do that. So these are the two scenarios. Again, we're looking for this little breakup 100 structure resistance level, get a confirmed higher low, enter on that, or break up this weekly, look to get on a lower high. But right now, it's showing a bit of rejection from the weekly, so it's a pretty good sign. All right, let's keep moving. All right, here's AU. I know I covered this yesterday. We're just going to come back to it. We're finding a lot of rejection at this resistance level right around here, which is 0.65. A lot of resistance there. We actually saw that it came. Hold on, let me move this. Actually saw that this was the first sign of a transition on this 4 hour. On this 4 hour here. Right, we saw this key support level break, tested now as resistance, tons of rejection. Now it's testing again, so we're getting a bit of a double top scenario. Right at current price action right now. We're getting a little potential double top scenario. So from here is where we're really going to decide if this is going to reverse or not. Right, we want to see strong rejection from this level. Actually, excuse me 1 second. Angela, I gotta get a tissue or something. My allergy. We're just talking about the potential of this move.
What are we on? AU?
Yeah.
We're on AU. So you guys that just joined, we're doing a giveaway. So just drop your name, your Discord name in the chat. And at the end of the live session, we are going to, at the end of the live session, we're gonna, pick a winner. It's gonna be a little $25 giveaway. So yeah, make sure you guys, get in on this. Just drop your Discord name in the chat. If you're not in Discord, I posted the link in there. So yeah, definitely try to enter in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something you guys could get in on. A little extra, a little bonus, something for you guys to give a shot. So all right, so here we are on AU, right? Potential double top, as we said. Right now we're on the 1 hour. We still have 42 minutes on this close. The fact that we're seeing this rejection is not a great sign, right? We want to see more conviction here. If this is a confirmed double top and this is a confirmed transition to the downside, right? And then that would also confirm that this is a lower high and that we're going to continue this bearish leg downward. So right here, we just want to see this come through the MAs. I would love to see a break below these MAs. Nice evening star, good conviction. You could even take an entry on that and pretty much play out this exact plan, this trade plan right here. Something like this. You want to see this close a little bit lower. You can move the stop loss a little higher. And this would be basically what the trade plan would look like. 2.5 risk reward. Looking to get 100 pips, 101 pips for 40 pips that we're risking. We're going to play it down to, the next major support level. So like I'll show you on the 4 hour what this trade could look like. Right, let's say these are lower time frame, lower highs, right? This is the first transition. We do get those confirmations to the downside, those bearish confirmations, in which case we would target down to 0.64, right? And then this is the next level that we need to see a transition to confirm a higher trend move, a higher time frame trend move, which would be here at the 64 area. Again, you want to see a break of that, retest the lower high. So now we're getting a 4 hour confirmed lower high, followed by bearish setups, and then you would target down towards this monthly. And this move here would be playing into this daily move, right? This daily bearish trend would be catching the continuation of this entire move here. So this would then just be a retrace. We have the transition up here, get rejection at this weekly, this 88.6, these MAs up here, and then we target down much lower towards this monthly. So this is a good ways away, almost 400 pips. Actually, 400 pips from current price action at the very least. But yeah, a very large move, very large potential move here. And AJ does, this is AU. AU does like to make these large moves. You know, you can see here just how strong this trend was, right? So if we do see a reversal, we could definitely see a huge move to the downside. Just zoom out one more time. Right. So hopefully that's clear for you guys that we're literally just waiting on confirmations at this point. All right, let's keep going. Next, we got AJ. AJ, again, it's been looking very similar. Some questions.
I got them.
For the giveaway. Yeah. All right, so AJ is very similar to AU, right? We're seeing what could be the start of a lower time frame transition. Again, we're just waiting on those confirmations. The overall time frame is very bearish, right? And we could be seeing that double top form right here at that 70 handle, which also is our weekly resistance, 61.8 fib level. So we do have that consolidation right here. This is a good sign. We just need to get some more bearish confirmations, right? Just a few more. So we're here on the 4 hour. We can go ahead and drop down time frames to the 1 hour. And then we're just looking for these confirmations at this point. So let's see if we can identify some lower time frame levels. So we're at the 1 hour here. I would probably put one right here. Let me go ahead and highlight this in yellow so it's easier to see. This is a 1 hour level. Let me just be specific here. This blue zone here, this weekly zone, this is a daily. It's a daily zone, right? Major level. Right, nice psychological level, 70 handle, the weekly's there. So that's a daily level, right? This yellow level right here is a 1 hour, right? So this is just that level that it broke below. This is where we've been seeing price action hold quite a bit. And we just want to see that we get more bearish confirmations from this current level. So right now it's looking like we're getting an evening star, key rejection off this weekly, which is a great sign, but we want to see it, drop a little bit lower. So let me go ahead and draw this other zone here. Let me draw a minor zone. Right, we want to see it break here and then hold. So we've been seeing it push low, it breaks this level, but then it keeps pulling back, right? We want to see it close with significance and with conviction below this level. So this is more of a minor level right now. Because we're favoring the downside, I'm going to get rid of that one zone and redraw these. So something like this. Right, we want to see that it gets below this support and then holds and gives us plenty of confirmation. So if you look to the left here in these other examples where it broke this level, it didn't really give us any confirmation. So like here was a bearish engulfing, but it found support right at this 200 EMA. Right, that's not good, and there's tons of rejection that followed. That didn't have any conviction. This is just consolidation in this area. It's more or less just a test of this area. So we want to see significant close below, retrace with the confirmed lower high, bearish setups, and then we can short. Right, very similar to AU as we just covered. AJ does move quite a bit more.
This thing looks like it's
so I know. If you want to be a little more conservative, you could wait for this 4 hour. Wait for that 4 hour engulfing with pretty much no wick. That would be a really key sign, because then that also signifies 1 hour break of structure, 30-minute break of structure, which is what we want to see. We want to see that domino effect kind of come into play. Jesus.
Draw from the weekly time.
All right, so we'd be targeting down towards 67.5, which is, again, pretty far away. This is just over 182 pips. This is the 4 hour. So this is that first part of this bearish transition here, right? So we're going to play it down to the 67.5 if we do get these confirmations. And then we can then consider, playing into a potential daily leg to the downside, which would be a continuation. So
yeah, on this daily time frame, confirmations, you got bearish engulfing. He's got his weekly level there, 61.8, double top.
Yep.
There are multiple confirmations.
70 handle. Yep, there's plenty confirmation. So again, this would be the first part of the move, right? We're always looking to play it in, you know, the proper time frame of where we're seeing these confirmations. We're not just going to jump to a weekly and be like, oh, we saw a 1 hour transition, so now this weekly is going to get hit. No, it's like a domino effect. We've established that, you know, we see 30-minute 1 hour break of structure and transitions. Now we're waiting for that 4 hour, and then we're going to take that 4 hour and play it into the daily. So this is that 4 hour move. This 4 hour push would be down to the 67.5. This daily move would be down to the 64,750 area, right? So we'd be looking for those same type of confirmations here on the 4 hour. I'm really hoping this is making sense, because, you know, we're explaining it, trying to explain it super clear, and how this, you're supposed to use all these different confirmations throughout time frames so that you can, you know, build confidence in your trade, and you know, have confidence that this move is going to play out how
Yeah,
you
I
analyze.
mean, for me, it's just like higher time frame, at least 3 confirmations. In this case, we have multiple, and then from here, you know, what time frame do you go down to? A good rule of thumb is just hit the 1 hour first. Like look at 1 hour structure. Obviously, 1 hour is forming some structure, you know, in here, and then what do you consider like a break of structure on the 1 hour? And the 1 hour has already started to break structure, form lower highs. You know, it's forming another lower high literally right now. So we could wait, you know, for the close of this candle, you know, on the 1 hour or the 30-minute, and see what goes down. But, you know, then it comes down to what are you looking at for entries? You know, obviously Nick's looking for more of like a break of that minor level and like a retest. For me, I would just enter based on if this candle closes below the moving averages, and then I would use my stops above that level up there, like in that area. So it comes down to, you know, what are the entries that you're looking for? What time frame do you bump down to based on that daily setup? So there's a lot of confirmation here, you
Yeah,
know, on this trade for
absolutely.
us to take. It's all about just taking like a high probability, you know, high probability trade. On this 4 hour, there are, you know, multiple bearish variations coming on, and then this little spike up is like pretty fairly weak and everything. So I mean, yeah, it just comes down to what are you waiting on, and this is definitely a good trade idea though.
Yeah, absolutely. So like the analysis is there, like we were saying, and we're kind of just waiting for those confirmations at this point. But then yeah, this would be the most recent short-term trade right here, just down this play down to the 67.5. So let's go ahead and keep moving. I'm going to move on to EU, which is an active trade. Again, let's just start from the top. You know, here's a daily time frame, super bearish, very steep bearish channel, as you can see. And then let's bring it over to more recent price action. We're kind of consolidating. We have seen key rejection from 1.1, which is a good sign. We had this double top, and then we actually do have quite a bit of exhaustion on these daily candles, which is also a good sign. You know, we want to see that this continues lower. You know, we are bearish first on this, so let's go ahead and drop down time frames. And you know, we did have this large bearish push. This was a good leg, part of that double top that we just talked about. Now, you know, we established a low. You know, we're kind of at this demand zone down here, and now we're seeing a bit of a retrace. So we found a little bit of rejection to 38.2. Wasn't enough to turn this around, continue lower. So now we're testing higher. Now we're at key structure and also 61.8, which is where you see price action kind of, you know, having some trouble right now. It's a little bit of uncertainty. We're getting some exhaustion, a little bit of rejection. Nothing too key, not as much as we want to see. But, you know, we're just going to hang in here and kind of see how this develops. Could potentially be a, you know, flag pattern. You know, this could be a pull. This could be a little flag pattern action. It is kind of wide for a 4 hour flag, but I mean, it does fit that kind of, you know, the specification. So, you know, right now we just want to see some more bearish confirmations. I would love to see at least 50% closure of this first bullish candle. You know, I want to see that there's some lower time frame transitions happening. Let's go to the 1 hour, because right now we are kind of at the last level of defense. You know, we're kind of hovering right near our stop loss, just outside the 61.8. So how it reacts here is pretty freaking key. Again, here's a bit of a 1 hour double top, forming pretty much exactly what we saw here. Key exhaustion, evening star is looking very similar, but there's still a half an hour on this 1 hour candle. So I mean, we'll see. You know, it's not looking too great so far, but you know, if this is a continuation, we do need to see it get below, you know, this yellow zone for the most part, right around 1.083, 1.08250. We want to see it get below that. You know, something like this would be pretty ideal. Something like this would be nice to see. Just draw this in for you guys. Let's get rid of this. All right, let's go zoom out a little more. So this is what we're basically looking for. We want to see a significant break and then retest at the current level. That would be so ideal. That would have a lot of conviction. That would give us a lot of confidence in this trade playing out. But for right now, you know, we're just kind of seeing how it plays out at this current level. You know, are we going to see the rejection? Is this double top going to hold? You know, are we going to see these bearish setups and confirmations start to transition to the downside from this 1 hour? So let's say we do see all that. Let's say we see this 1 hour push lower, breaks and forms a new lower low over here outside of this little flag pattern, gives us a retrace, gives us those bearish engulfing signal, bearish variations. Then we're going to jump up to a 4 hour, right? Then we're going to look, how far can this really go? So we have potential to go all the way down to this monthly zone. I just targeted the bottom of it, which is damn near close to 300 pips. You know, you could also just target this monthly. You know, the risk reward will still be there, at least 2 to 1. So this is a 2.5 to 1. Very good. You're protecting yourself with the stop loss outside the 61.8. Again, outside this key structure area. So this is good potential trade. If you guys did miss this trade, this is your new setup. You know, or if you are in on it now, just keep managing. And this is that new potential setup, right? You want to see that break, retest, continuation lower. So this is pretty clean. It's looking good so far. I'm still pretty confident on this until this area breaks, right? And let's see what the daily is looking like, right? Makes sense with the trend that this could continue to fall, but we just need to break this consolidation. So we'll see. We will see. Leave this on the 4 hour.
Yeah, again, we talk about that 200-day is sort of like the last line of defense. You know, last line of defense, in this case, last line of resistance. You know, we'll see how this 4 hour just opened up like this. We'll see how it closes.
Yeah, so we'll see. And always just waiting for the confirmation. You guys see how patient we are? Like, I'm in a drawdown right now, right? I'm in on this trade, and I'm honestly not even sweating it. Like, it happens. It's part of trading. Like, you have to just be patient, accept your wins, accept your losses, maximize your wins, minimize your losses. And yeah, I'm really not sweating it. You just take note of like how patient we are, how calm we are, you know, during pretty much any market scenario. So that's definitely a good lesson. All right, so that's EU. Let's keep going. We're on EJ now. All right, similar to EU, you know, except this is forming a little bit more of structure, which is nice to see. You know, we do have this is not a strong trend, right? This is not a strong trend right here, right? Look how many candles are forming in here. There's not really much volume, especially in these first few hours. It's not that strong. This is way more of a retracement than anything else, right? So here was that initial push, right? It struggled to make this push. Now it's retracing. We're finding some rejection at the, there's a lot of confluence here. Holy crap. So you got this monthly, you got the 61.8, you got the 78.6, you got the 200 EMA. This is also a lower high. There's tons of bearish variations in here. Looks like there's a mini freaking head and shoulders, which we're going to get to on the 1 hour. Guys, there's tons of confirmation here. So we could definitely be seeing this play to the downside, which is also consistent with our EU trade. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. Super bearish channel, right? So that's our bias off the bat. We know that. And look, here's that confirmed push lower. It's a lower low, definitely confirmed, no doubt about that. Much lower than this prior low. And now here's our retrace. We're getting some good exhaustion, which is a great sign. Hopefully by today we can see that this is a confirmed daily evening star, which has a lot of weight to it. And then we could see this play all the way down to the 111.650. So from the current level, that's over 450 pips. Absolutely nuts. But I mean, that is pretty consistent. All JPY pairs move a shitload. So let's drop to the 1 hour because we're looking for those 1 hour confirmations as of right now. So look, you guys see that this is a bit of a head and shoulders right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. I'm sure you guys can see that. All right, let's go ahead and mark this off then. I want to see, and look, it's also a psychological level. Like, you can't make this shit up. You really can't. So here, this is that neckline. This blue line is the neckline right here. We want to see this happen. I'm going to draw this out for you. If I can get rid of this damn arrow. There it is. Okay. All right, this is what we want to see happen to then enter short on, right? Break of the neckline, break the 200 EMA, quick retest, whether it happened in the first hour or the 4 hours, doesn't matter. Look for that retest and then get in on a bearish variation, whether that be evening star, bearish engulfing, tons of exhaustion, 3 bearish candles in a row that have good volume, just something with conviction on it. Definitely, you don't want to see wicks. You don't want to see sellers exhaustion. You want to see sellers conviction. So good amount of volume. This is exactly what we're looking for right now. So we can see this play out in the next few hours, to be honest. And that would be pretty consistent with EU. So something like this, right? Let's see how much sense this makes on the 4 hour. Give you guys, this 4 hour structure is really clear on EJ. So I like hanging around the 4 hour, at least to show you guys some examples. So this is what we're waiting on, right? This is our confirmed lower high. We have it's hit a deep fib level. It's at this monthly. Everything in this says that it's going to that a bearish move is coming, right? So nice break of these EMAs or these MAs here, a nice lower time frame transition. Enter on this lower time frame, confirmed lower high, and then we're in. And then we're targeting much, much lower. So this is definitely a really great trade. It's going to play out pretty soon. We do see those confirmations. So that's EJ, right? All right, next is gold. I saw somebody said, is gold going to go to 1720? If you've been coming in these live sessions, if you've been following our analyses, you know that I'm very, biased on a long position coming out of gold. And I've been talking about this 1800 handle for weeks now. This is where I think it's going. I think it's going up to 1800. We're simply waiting on the confirmations because there's too much consolidation. All this consolidation, you can't enter on this. Most of this you can't enter on, especially when you're looking at this long-term move. There's nothing in here that's giving us a clear sign, right? So that's what we want to see. We want to see this higher lows printed. We want to see higher highs printed on these lower time frames. And I want to simply see a break of 1750 followed by strong bullish setups, right? So we almost had it here. Here's that break. Here's a retest. And then what? We just had indecision across the board, basically. Right? This bullish candle could have been a little fake out if you got a little trigger happy. Could have went long and then you got screwed. But, that's not enough conviction. I don't want to see an inflated candle, which is clearly news related, right? I want to see price action. I don't want to see this exhaustion either. I want to see price action push above in a nice clean fashion with good structure formation, good conviction, good candle formation, and that's what we want to see. We just want to see a push above 1715, give us that confirmed higher low with strong bullish setups, and then we're targeting 1800. We're still waiting on this. This is going to be a huge move. It's probably going to happen pretty quickly. It's probably going to be pretty explosive. So just be aware. We've been talking about this. We've been getting you guys ready for this move. For those of you who trade gold and commodities, I'm sure you've been analyzing this yourself. So this is what my analysis is on it. Definitely long. Again, break and retest, and then we're out. Freaking out of this thing. And I'll show you real quick what the daily looks like. Right, very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. So, that's our bias. We're going to get to 1800. So quick recap, guys. I covered DXY, AU, AJ, EU, EJ, and gold. And I want to pass it off to Angelo to cover some more majors and some, other crosses.
Cool. And just one more time, if you guys want to enter the giveaway, just post your Discord name into the chat for anybody that just joined. I'm going to go ahead, share up my screen. So we're going to start with, I see somebody asking a question about, do you think the yen will continue to gain strength? So this is inside of the community, you guys that know what's going on. We do post fundamental analysis for all our signals and members. Yesterday we had fundamental analysis posted for JPY. So I'm just going to read through that real quick. The Japanese yen lost some of its gains against the US dollar, and the reason for this is the fact that Japan may not struggle to deal with the economic consequences from the coronavirus. Another reason for this is the reports claiming that most of the countries are reopening their businesses, which lower the demand for the Japanese yen and overall risk-off sentiment. Again, Japanese yen is a safe haven, so as the economy and things recover, especially in the US, and things open back up, that does not bode well for yen. Unfortunately, one of our positions hit stop loss because we didn't expect the situation to recover so fast. We realized our mistake, and even though we said that's not good, so we put a little long-term position in here, I believe last week. Sometimes we'll put some long-term positions in here. So currently for today, the US dollar is neutral against the yen. Pretty quiet day, not a whole bunch of movement going on. However, good news about the coronavirus are being released more often and things start to go in positive direction. Yesterday's moving to the upside may create momentum, build a re-enter. So basically, this analysis is just telling us, as we get a lot of the news around things reopening, and the potential for the U.S. dollar to appreciate in value, look for the yen, to depreciate, and not gain strength. So we'll check that out. Obviously, another fundamental here for AUD, but we're not going to read through that. I'm going to come on to NU first, and we're going to take a look. Again, we went over yesterday potential scenarios for NU. We talked about the beginning of the week. In order to take a long on this trade, we needed to break above this level. So I'm going to just start all the way up on the daily time frame so we know, exactly where we're at. Right now, we are just continuing to retest this daily level of resistance. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we closed with this bearish engulfing, and that was a double top in this area. Overall, I am looking to continue this daily downtrend. This was just a retracement for me. So as soon as that daily closure happened, I was down on the lower time frames looking for potential opportunities. This was that daily bearish candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bearish candles in a row. And then this pullback, I actually saw a little trade opportunity yesterday that I took. I took it a little bit late. I didn't put it in the signals. I had first noticed it up here, and then I entered actually down here. Just a lot of bearish pressure. And, solid entry on this. Solid entry on this. Again, really what we're looking for is we're looking for pullbacks, lower highs, confirmed. And by confirmed, I mean the moving averages cross, bearish engulfing below, a little bit of a retest, continues to reject. So yeah, definitely a solid trade at this point. It did pull back, but now USD is finding some more strength. So for today, I'm just gonna go ahead, take this off. For today, what am I looking for? Potentially what opportunities? If we go on the 4-hour, we can very clearly see that this 4-hour level right here is being tested. So I'm just gonna draw this little zone. Boom, and I just base it off. Resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance here, support, support, support. So this is again, a key level on the 4-hour time frame that at the moment we are retesting. Ideally we need to get below there. We need to get below that level. We're seeing a lot of bullish, pressure come off of this level again. Again, overall on the daily, I am bearish. The weekly, I'm bearish. The 4-hour. We just broke, this support level here, but more importantly, we need to really break this. We need to break this. So if we look at the 1-hour time frame, the 1-hour has definitely broken bearish. We're in a downtrend. Low here, lower high here, low here. So I can fib this from high to low. We definitely have resistance up in this area, 38.2, which we're rejecting right now. So I'm going to look and see if we form some kind of, you're one of two situations here. Either we form some kind of flag in this scenario. So if we go with this, what is it, the bars pattern or?
Yep, bars pattern.
Bars pattern. So we form something similar to this, where we come up to this 38.2, we consolidate, we reject it multiple times, and then we break lower. That's when I'll be looking for entry on this. I'm not going to enter anything now. It's just very aggressive. It's not exactly the point at which we should be trying to enter. But that's my idea for NU, continue to see downside movement. I'm not looking for longs until this is broken all the way to the upside up here. And yeah, I'm going to switch this to orange. So that means that I'm looking at this on a lower time frame. I'm going to save this up. So let's go over to UCAD. Let's start all the way up on the weekly. Just talk about what am I looking at on the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, again, this supply zone, we've just been fighting it for some time. We've gotten not only one but two bearish, variations in here, showing me there are more sellers than buyers coming out of this supply zone. As I go down to the daily, obviously I just see that we're within this range. We've been ranging here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. We've been ranging in this area. We have been forming, we retested this lower high and then we just formed another lower high, huge bearish engulfing there. So again, it just supports the fact that we are bearish on this 4-hour. This is what I'm looking at on this 4-hour time frame. Is we're gonna actually update this. Is this level had broke? This was a break of structure for me right here. Obviously, this pulled through the moving averages, cross, double top at this high, and we just broke below there. So on the 4-hour, my structure is bearish, on that 4-hour time frame. Boom, and then now we're just looking to retrace, form a lower high. We just closed this candle, a lot of rejection. So it is definitely not ready yet. Definitely not ready at the moment. So we're going to continue to wait, and see how this plays out. The 1-hour obviously is very bullish. 1-hour is very bullish. So yeah, I'm going to keep this on the 4-hour time frame, and see if we can get like a bearish engulfing or more rejection here or something like that before inevitably we go lower. This could continue to ascend all the way into this zone up here. We got a lot of room. Yeah, what was that?
So real quick, we're seeing a lot of U.S. dollar volume, bullish volume right now because Fed Chairman Powell just rejected negative rates. So it's, showing, a bullish dollar. So if you go to DXY real quick, you'll just see that there's a huge surge off that level that I had just highlighted right there. We're getting a huge surge. So news had just come out. Powell rejected negative rates, and it's showing positive for the dollar. So just wanted to cover that real quick. It showed a nice double bottom, right? So we could see that another leg higher towards that 101 handle. So this is pretty in line with all the analyses that we just covered, that support a bullish dollar outlook.
Cool. So yeah, back to USD CAD. Like I said, obviously this is bullish on the lower time frames. We could continue to see this come up, which is completely fine. I'll continue to wait, on my bearish analysis. If we do come up in this area, double top, retest this, this would be a supply zone, all the way up in this area. If we do come up here to retest that, then, we will be more than okay to take positions there. So UCAD, I'm going to bump red. So we're going to keep that red. Let's go over to GU. GU, we went over yesterday in the chat. Looks like right now is showing like another entry, honestly. We went over this yesterday in the live session. We've been following this pretty closely and fairly accurately at this point. Up to the daily time frame. Let's go all the way up to the weekly time frame. Last week we closed a lot of rejection, so we were indifferent about what we were looking at. The moving averages are pointing down. Found rejection out of this monthly level of resistance twice. Now as we cycle down to the daily, pretty much daily fibs, high to low, had this lower high form, which was definitely significant. Started to get all of this bearish pressure. Let's go to the 4-hour. 4-hour time frame. For me, 4-hour formed this lower high. That was the daily. And then I don't see things that clearly on the 4-hour. So since on the daily, I was doing some candlestick analysis, I'm going to continue to cycle down to the 1-hour. And the 1-hour, I can see things a little bit more clearly now. This basically was a level of structure that I had marked previously right here. That was retested and then broke below. Then we started to get, a little bit of a retrace, a little bit of a break here, and then ultimately we respected these highs, and we were just waiting. We were waiting because this to me became kind of unclear. We broke through the moving averages, kind of broke structure here a little bit, bumped back up to the 4-hour to see what's going on. A lot of bullish pressure, and then all of a sudden we got this huge wick, this bearish engulfing close, and we got the break below. But that's why we were waiting. We were waiting on this. Again, we were just on the 1-hour waiting to see this level break. That broke, retest here. This was the first entry opportunity. This was what we were covering yesterday on the live session. We were literally 9 a.m. yesterday talking right here to short, got into a good amount of profit there. And then again, we're finding another potential entry right now on this. Let's go to the 30-minute, very similar to yesterday, just a ton of volume coming off this level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update my analysis. Obviously my fib is in this range, from this push, this structure level. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to come here, I'm going to fib this new high to low right here. We're rejecting 618, which is really good, which is really major. And we're coming back into this daily support level. If we can get below here, we are going to melt, much lower. You're going to definitely melt much lower. So yeah, we're going to see how, which is 30 minutes. This is about to close in 10 minutes. This is going to close in 10 minutes. At the moment, if we were going to put on a trade, we would have to put our stops realistically like in this area. So obviously stops are kind of wide. But what would we be targeting? We would be targeting pretty much all the way down to this level, all the way down to this monthly level, and it's below this entire range right here. So we'll see how this 30-minute closes, or how this 1 hour candle closes. We got 9 minutes left. So GU is definitely high on the list right now. Went over UCAD. Let's go to USEF. USEF is presenting us an opportunity to enter. We've been very patient with USEF. We did miss a little trade opportunity on it, but it wasn't exactly to our rules. Again, on the weekly time frame, very bearish. Most recently, bearish engulfing here, So there are more sellers than buyers. Daily time frame, have our fib hit 100%, hit 88.6, retest it again. This supply zone got a little trend line going as we go to the 4 hour. Point A, point B, point C, perfect little point C there. Now, at the moment, everything's supporting us to be bearish. 4 hours turned bearish, hit 100%, hit 88.6. Now we're hitting 61.8, finding more resistance. So it's a good time for us to be on the 30-minute and just look at the 30-minute trend, or first the 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour trend. So at the moment, this is how I see the 1 hour. We hit this low, hit this lower high right here. Moving averages crossed, climbed up through the bearish variation, through the moving averages, fell to a new low right here. We just retraced. We formed another lower high. Now we're finding a lot of support, at this level based on that USD news, USD appreciating, finding a ton of support there. So I am going to wait. What I am going to look for is something similar to this. Like if we get a double top in here, another rejection, and then, we'll look to go short on this pair. We can protect ourselves or our stops here and everything. So USEF, potentially looking for this to not be correlated as closely with these other pairs, looking for this to continue to fall off. But if we go back up to the daily time frame, we can see yesterday, closed, a lot of exhaustion. Today, we're fighting below that level, those moving averages. We're fighting to stay below this. So this is where I'm going to make my decision based on this. For you. Yeah, I mean, if I see it being as that high probability, I'll give out the signal for GU if I put out the trade. So let's go to last pair here. I'm going to go on UJ. UJ overall on the weekly is bearish. See, they're stronger. USD right now. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if CHF is stronger than USD right now. Technically wise, on that pair, it's looking like very bearish, but we'll see, what happens. So UJ on the weekly, we are bearish. Most recently had a lot of bearish pressure coming off these levels up here, and I'm just within these zones. Monthly level, weekly level. We're currently hitting the weekly level. Previously found support, found support. So we're pulling back now off that weekly level pretty aggressively. So let's continue to cycle down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame overall, we are bearish. Form this lower high. Had a pullback here, another lower high. I talked about we are not changing structure on this daily time frame until this breaks, until this level. So we have all this room for this to push in a retracement, trick people out. You know, USD can push up.
Yep.
Before we can find another lower high, potential lower high. We got the 618 here. We got the 200-day here, everything like that. So let's, based on this push, let's just go to the 1 hour and look at structure. You know, 1 hour, obviously very, very bullish. Form this high. Now we're waiting for that first higher low. If we wanted to bring on our fib, we can fib from the low to the high. We're at the 618 here, got the 200-day moving average here. All we need is something similar to this. We need a surge through, showing a lot of bullish pressure, moving averages crossing, everything like that. And then I'll be comfortable with taking a trade on UJ and continuing to the upside. So UJ is a little bit further down our list. I'm going to turn it to this. So again, I'm going to look at GU for potential sells when this closes in 4 minutes, NU for potential sells, but a lot of consolidation is probably in store for us on this. And then I've got USEF, seeing if it double tops so we can continue to fall. UJ, looking for it to go long, and then UCAD, I am just waiting, expecting this to maybe continue in this 4-hour uptrend. For all you guys that just submitted your names in the chat, pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little video. I'm going to take a little video of everybody that just submitted their names in here. Again, last chance. If you're in the Discord, just put your Discord name in here. We're doing a $25 giveaway. So if you want to enter, just throw your name into the chat. I'm about to take a little video of it, and then I'm going to put you guys all into a list. And as always, I'll randomly generate the names for everybody, and then we'll get it going. So this is pretty much the conclusion of the live trading session. Again, went over a ton in this. This is recorded, going to be on YouTube. If you guys are new to the chat, real quick, this is all the free analysis or the free sections, public, ask questions about brokers, different ideas, just general questions, and that our Forex post. You can post your charts, post your profits, post what trades you're looking at, post your analysis, everything like that. And then analysis is where we update our free analysis. Every week we put out, all of our higher time frame analysis. Crypto, similar to Forex, just talking about different trade ideas on crypto pairs. And then obviously, got testimonials where people, thankfully are saying good things about the community. And then these are all the paid courses, the paid sections. If you guys want in on that, if you guys paid and don't have these, message me. That's definitely a problem. And you need to get in on that. And, as always, you can start here. Got the premium analysis for $7. Got the fundamental course for $45. These are both one-time payments. If you want the free course, click right here. And then you got our full course membership, which currently is not on sale. And it's the full price. And then we got signals right here, which is obviously everything that is to the left is included. Signals chat, analysis, fundamentals. So a lot there for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to just reach out. I'm just going to take, again, one last little video here of everybody that is in this. I'm actually just going to copy everybody's names in the chat so I can get you guys into the giveaway. I'll post this in the public chat afterwards. And yeah, thank you guys for joining.
All right, thanks guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Happy trading.
Hell yeah. We'll be live again tomorrow at the same time, 9 a.m. So we'll see you guys then.